Body of 12-year-old boy found in Kingston Harbor. The body of a 12-year-old boy who is suspected to have drowned was discovered in the Kingston Harbor. He is Karif Michener, who was a student of Tivoli Gardens High School. The teen is of a Mountain View address. It is reported that on Tuesday, he and 2 other boys went swimming after school. He reported they got into difficulties and went missing in the water. His body washed up in the harbor around noon today. Investigators went to process the scene. Police searched for gunmen after back-to-back gas station robberies in Westmoreland. There is a high police military presence in Georges Plain, Westmoreland, following back-to-back robberies of 2 gas stations by armed men on Tuesday afternoon. Reporters understand that gunmen traveling on motorcycles held up a gas station in Grange Hill before staging another robbery at the Texaco gas station in Georges Plain. Reports were that members of the security forces made chase and a shootout ensued between them and the gunmen. There were no reported injuries up to news time. Lawmen have launched a manhunt for the perpetrators. When reporters visited the scene in Georges Plain, they noticed one man in the back of a Jamaica Defense Force service vehicle laying face down. Chef supervisor shot dead in Westmoreland. There is a somber mood in the community of Redgate close to Cave District in Westmoreland, as residents are struggling to come to terms with the death of chef supervisor Ron Choma Simpson, who was gunned down in front of a popular resort in Negril on Monday night. Reports were that the 48-year-old had just left work at the resort at the time of the incident. He is a quiet person who doesn't keep company. Him just work and come in. The only time I see him is when him going to work, one resident of the community said, speaking on the condition of not to be named. Me feel shocked to know say something like this happen to Tompa. What things happen to these quiet people? Him don't idle, and him a troublemaker, the man lamented. Donald Simpson, Ron's cousin, said he became worried when he did not get home at his usual time and feared something has gone wrong. I realized I called his phone and me no get him, so me call him sister and me hear him sister and cry, the grief-stricken cousin said as he fought to hold back tears. The 62-year-old man said he raised a now deceased as his son and is saddened by his gruesome death. He's a jovial person. Him go out of work and him come in, and when him there and pan him day off, sometimes him stay in, sometimes him just go and hang out with him friends, the distraught cousin said, of the chef supervisor, who has many described as hardworking. Another resident said the community shaking up man, everybody ball, a good youth, him see and him blind, him hear and him deaf. Me and him grew up like brother. When me hear in at the 10 o'clock, me couldn't sleep. Everybody come out the Monday night and I wonder if I really Tompa. The police have not given a motive for Simpson's murder, however, as senior police source said, his murder appears to be a hit. Reports from the police were that about 10:20 p.m., Simpson completed his shift and was entering his car when he was pounced upon by unknown assailants in a Toyota Axio. The men exited the vehicle and opened gunfire, hitting him several times before fleeing the scene. The now deceased was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigations are ongoing. Nain High School teacher dies 2 weeks after bike crash in St. Elizabeth. Nain High School in St. Elizabeth has been marked by the death of its electrical technology teacher, Nicole Briscoe, who succumbed Monday to injuries he sustained in a motor vehicle accident earlier this month. Briscoe is the second teacher to have died in St. Elizabeth since the start of the year. Reports reaching reporters are that the 27-year-old educator crashed while driving his motorcycle along the Prospect Main Road in the parish on January 8. Nain High School Principal Stephen Sheriff said Briscoe's death has left the students and colleagues devastated. The staff and the students are still devastated. They are still devastated after receiving the news on Monday morning of his passing, the principal told reporters on Wednesday. We are taking it very hard. The students are taking it hard, he lamented. He was very good at his subject area, very helpful teacher, very cooperative and easygoing person. His students loved and appreciated him for who he was, the principal stated. He further described the teacher as a skilled area teacher, a promising young man. 3 weeks ago, Roger Clark High School was plunged into mourning with the death of its information technology teacher, Damani Campbell. Campbell, who was said to be the life of the institution, reportedly collapsed while preparing breakfast with his spouse. He later died at hospital. Another man charged in murder of Pwell's infant daughter and mother. A man before the court on gun-related offenses has been charged in connection with the kidnapping and murder of opposition lawmaker Pwell's 10-month-old daughter and her mother. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions disclosed in a media release that P.J. Black was charged on Friday, January 12, and placed before the Home Circuit Court a voluntary bill to indictment on Wednesday, January 17. Black is the fifth person charged in the case. He is charged with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of kidnapping, 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, and 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping. Black was further remanded and is to return to court on February 9. Alleged mastermind Leoda Bradshaw and her cousin, Walden Balford, are also scheduled to appear in court. On that date, the Crown will give the court an update on the state of the case file, and Black is indicated his legal representative. Former co-accused Russian Miller and Richard Brown pleaded guilty last year and are serving time in prison. 10-month-old Sahara Pwell and her mother, 27-year-old Tushna Patterson, abducted outside their St. Andrew home on September 9 last year and taken to East Kingston, where they were shot and killed. Their bodies were burnt and disposed of. Meanwhile, Black, who was charged with breaches of the Firearms Act on December 20, 2023, appeared before the Crown Court on Tuesday. He is facing the offenses of possession of prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and dealing in prohibited weapon. He is to go back to court on February 13. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the number of homicides recorded in first 3 weeks of Jamaica is the lowest the country has seen in 22 years. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the number of homicides committed in the country in the first 22 days of January is the lowest it has seen in the last 22 years. He made the statement while speaking about the state of crime and violence in the country at the opening ceremony for the Jamaica Stock Exchange's Regional Investment and Capital Market Conference last evening. According to the Prime Minister, murders are down by 21% from the first 22 days of the year in comparison to the similar period last year. The Prime Minister noted that the government will continue to invest more in solving crime and violence to reduce its economic implications. According to statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, as at January 20 this year, 46 murders were reported, down from 57 in the similar period last year.
If we take the first 22 days of the year to represent the last 22 days of the year, if it follows through, for the first 22 days of 2024, murders are down 21% relative to the first 22 days of 2023. All serious crimes, homicides, shootings, rape, robbery, and break-ins are down 10.7%. This is the lowest in 22 years. Too often when we talk about crime and violence, we lump them together as one. Of course, they're probably 2 sides of the same coin, but they require 2 different strategies. You can deal with crime via policing, but you can't always deal with violence via policing. Other strategies have to be employed, and therefore we have to turn our economic resources to deal with violence, because violence has a significant drag effect on our economy. Violence has a significant impact on our productivity. And therefore, as we build this caring economy, we are going to be directing public resources to treat with this issue of violence.
Man charged for alleged Christmas Day armed robbery on bus. A man who allegedly robbed a bus passenger at gunpoint and attempted to rob the operator of the vehicle on Windward Road in Kingston on Christmas Day last year has been charged. Tajay Beckford, 20, of Mount Olive in Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew, has been charged with possession of prohibited weapon and robbery with aggravation in connection to the incident. Reports from the Elliston Road Police are that about 10:50 p.m., Beckford, who was a passenger on a bus, signaled the driver to stop. When the driver complied, Beckford brandished a firearm, pointed it at the driver and another passenger, and demanded their belongings. Beckford reportedly robbed the passenger of her iPhone XR valued at $50,000 and her earbuds valued at $42,000. Beckford then made an attempt to rob the driver, but was pushed from the vehicle, enabling the driver and passenger to escape their attacker. A report was made to the police, and following an operation, Beckford was taken into custody and charged after being pointed out in an identification parade. His court date is being arranged. Applications for Transport Authority PPV license to go online. The license renewal of all public passenger and commercial vehicles will now be done online come February 1. The Transport Authority has introduced its new Advanced Integrated Management System to facilitate the change. Managing Director of the Transport Authority, Ralston Simmet, speaking at a recent meeting of the Road Taxi Associations, stated that the system is intended to make the license application and renewal processes more efficient, reduce wait time, and the delivery of road license. I am very optimistic of the process, and every member of the Transport Authority staff is engaged in behind-the-scenes activity to make the licensing season a success, the Managing Director stated. He said that the Transport Authority has been transitioning from the old license management information system to this new system over the past 2 years, and that it is now ready to electronically process all PPV license for the 2024-2025 licensing period. He emphasized that with this new approach, the Transport Authority and transport associations are giving stakeholders a sense of importance and autonomy. Public passenger vehicles license, not part of a taxi association, can be facilitated entirely online once payments are made with a Visa debit or credit card, it further explained. The new Transport Authority Advanced Integrated Management System is designed in an integrated manner with the tax office, insurance companies, and police. Once the applicant's motor vehicle documents are current, the online application can be completed, allowing for persons to only make contact with the Transport Authority to collect their motor vehicle stickers. Simmet further explained that the Transport Authority, as a regulator, must seek to innovate, evolve, and change, and that as taxi associations, they too have the inescapable responsibility to change. The 2024-2025 PPV motor vehicle licensing period commenced with the precursory inspection on January 2nd. Applications for all other public passenger and commercial carrier license commence on February 1. The Transport Authority is urging licensees to renew their road license early and avoid prosecution come April 1, 2024. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.